Hi, everybody. I'm here today to talk to you about the number one retirement destination as we do our top 10 places to retire in the world. The number one retirement destination is Panama, and it just so happens that my grandfather is Panamanian from Cologne, Panama. So, what does it take to retire? The applicant's retirement income must be able to show at least 1,000 per month. If your lifetime pension income is less than 1,000 US, but equal to or more than US $750 per month, then you can purchase real estate property with a value of at least 100,000 US. That will reduce the lifetime monthly pension income requirement down to the US 750. So, if you can verify from a pension agency or a company that can verify, including your bank, that you have a retirement income of at least $1,000 per month, and that can be a combined income with you and your spouse, then you qualify for a retirement visa. So, what are the benefits? Here's a summary of some of the benefits. Why should I retire, and what makes Panama the number one destination? Number one, you get a one-time duty tax exemption for household goods up to a total of $10,000. Duty exemption for importing a new car every 2 years. You get 50% off entertainment anywhere in Panama, and that means movies, concerts, and sports arenas. 30% off bus, boat, and transfers. That's really important because you're close to neighboring islands such as Costa Rica. And if you want to travel or even return home, you get 25% off airline tickets, 50% off hotel stays from Monday through Thursday, and 30% off hotel stays from Friday through Sunday. Some of the other benefits include 20% off professional and technical services, 50% off reduction in if you want a home loan. So for the closing costs, you get 50% off. 25% discount on your utility bills. Now, let you know the utility bills may not even be $100 or $50 a month in total. So imagine getting 25% off $50. You get 50% off loans made in your name and 1% less on home mortgages for your personal residence. Panama retirement visas also benefits also include 25% off restaurants, and you know I'm a foodie, 15% off at fast food restaurants, and this is really important, especially at the retirement age, to be able to afford health care. So you get 15% off hospital bills if you don't have any insurance, 10% off prescription medications. And I understand that the medications there may already be at a much lesser price, like $5, $3 for prescriptions. You get 20% off medical consultations, which I understand is about $6 anyway. So imagine 20% off of $6. 15% off dental and eye exams. Now listen, everyone, medical benefits and dental benefits is already much less in comparison to um, the US. It's a big difference. You have to do some research on your own just to compare dollar to dollar from US. And by the way, they do use the US currency. You also receive a tax exemption as a qualified Panama, what they call Pensionando visa. So you'll be entitled to a one-time exemption of duty taxes on the importation of household goods up to $10,000 in total value. Now, that's really important because if you're like me, I've invested in some quality furniture and I don't want to get rid of all my furniture. I would like to be able to import some of the purchases that I made here in the U.S. You also receive 100% duty exemption on the importation or purchase of any automobile every 2 years. So for myself, Mark and I, we plan to import our vehicles over to Panama, which is one of our considerations for a retirement destination. But we have 3 vehicles. So being able to do that every 2 years means that we don't have to rush and import all 3 vehicles at one time unless it falls under the importation up to 10,000. Then it makes sense to import everything at the same time. But if I go over and exceed it, then it would make sense that I can wait every 2 years and ship over the other vehicles. So some of the other pros to living in Panama is, number one, Panama is safe. Now for me, that's really important. I live in the state of Georgia, which not only is the crime high, but we are the number one state for sex crimes and sex trafficking. So that's really important to me as I get older. It's really, really important that where I live, I can at least feel safe. Panama is very, very safe for expats and retirees to live. The other factor that's really important to me is that wherever I move, I want the culture and the people there to embrace me. Panama residents are very embracing and very happy people, which is indicative of the Spanish culture anyway. And by the way, their primary language there is Spanish. Now, that's not difficult for me because I grew up in a bilingual home. My grandmother was Grenadian French, raised in Cuba, and my grandfather was Panamanian. So my grandmother and my grandfather spoke Spanish, French, and English, which was also communicated through my mother at home. So I'm accustomed to Spanish. And I think that is fantastic to be able to go to another country and to learn another language. But for you, that may be a con. I don't know. But for me, it's definitely a pro. Another pro is when I go other places, I don't really want to have to worry about if I purchase something, if I gave them the right change, if they gave me the right change back, trying to figure out, did I pay? Did I overpay? Well, Panama uses the US dollar. So buck for buck, you can interpret the cost of living over there, your expenses, any exchange, because they use the US dollar. The other thing that's really important for me that's a pro is Panama has an affordable cost of living. I thought about over here in the state of Georgia for a retirement plan, possibly selling my home and transitioning to an apartment. Well, the apartments cost more than my mortgage, so that wouldn't work for me. Do you know that over in Panama that you can purchase a home for 50, 60, 70,000? So you can actually sell your home over here and just buy a house outright. Now, of course, there are homes that cost more, but you can buy a quality home over there at an affordable price. If you don't want to live in a home like many expats and retirees who live in a condo or an apartment, you can pay as little as $400 a month. Now that's affordable. So in retirement, that's something that we're looking for, to be able to live at an affordable rate. Healthcare is also really important at the retirement age. Panama has high quality healthcare that is affordable. It's different if you're paying $6 for a doctor's visit or for a consultation, but you walk away, you're still sick, and you walk away twisted and bent up and worse than the way you came in. But no, they have premier high quality health care. The other thing is the infrastructure of Panama is 21st century. They have companies there such as Google and other top companies that are bringing their businesses there. So the infrastructure and their malls, their shops, their businesses. It is top quality, y'all. You really have to do your research and look into it for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. Their transportation, just everything, they have really stepped up their game. So when you think that you're going to a third world country, you're going to be shocked. When your feet land and touch Panama, you're going to be shocked at what you see. Imagine that, being able to enjoy the best of all worlds with beach and sand and yet high quality 21st century lifestyle. Well, that's Panama. So there are some other pros as well to living in Panama. But I want you to go ahead and look it up yourself. So let's talk about the cons to living in Panama. Panama embraces what they call the mañana effect. So mañana means tomorrow. So when they say tomorrow, that means it's not going to happen today. So this can be real frustrating because you may want something to take place today, but if you're familiar with the Caribbean or any type of small islands, they move at a snail's pace. So for expats that are used to getting things done, right away, you're going to have to get acclimated, and you may find yourself getting frustrated. So of course, this is a con, and I know that even moving to Georgia from New York, that was the pace that I felt when I moved here. So I can't even imagine it slowing down even more. But look, in the words of my sister Teresa, I'm not in a rush to go anywhere. I'm retired. So when I retire, I don't think this is going to be a con for me, because where am I rushing to go to? I think I can get acclimated to a slow lifestyle and just relax. And it's supposed to be really good for your blood pressure anyway. Second con is uh, the bureaucratic problems that Panama shares. So getting anything done at, for example, the government office requires a lot of patience. You cannot compare things to the US, how we get things done here, because you are in another country. I hear people say that even in Georgia that come from some of the biggest cities. Oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. And I'll be honest with you, my thought is, well, why are you here? You don't even have to be here. You can go back home. So if you're that person that have to have things done now, and you're not patient, Panama may not be for you. That would definitely be a con. But for me, like I said, I'm retired. I'll be all right as long as it doesn't infringe on my visa. So again, don't compare how things are done in the US to Panama, or you're going to be very disappointed. Things are done slowly in Panama, and they don't move quickly, even if you criticize. That will slow it down even more. Now, this may be a con for some people, but for me, I am so looking forward to it. Panamanians love to party, and they enjoy that life. The Panamanian motto is work to live and not live to work. Well, guess what? I'll be retired, so I won't be working at all. I'll just be living, living, living. That means parties are a norm and usually begin around 9. That's right up my alley, because at this age, I'm probably ready to go home at about 11:30 easily. So around 9 o'clock, things get going until the early hours of the morning. I wonder what that's going to be like. I probably will be able to stay up because I'll be retired. So that might be a con for you if you don't really enjoy all that noise and the party life. But for me, that is definitely a pro. Panamanians always tell you what you want to hear. That is the culture. They believe in being polite. So Panamanians think that it's impolite if they say something to you that they think is inconsiderate. So rather than be impolite, they'll tell you what you want to hear. So don't always necessarily believe what you're told by a Panamanian. So there you have it in my top 10 countdown for the best places in the world to retire. Panama, again, is #1 retirement destination according to the Global Index right now. It is at the top of the list. Mark and I are very excited. We are ready to get on the plane and go over and start checking it out. It is the #1 retirement destination. So again, if you are interested, make sure that you tune in every weekend to check me out, because I am going to be doing the countdown for the new year. Again, I'm Dr. Goodrich from the Superior Wellbeing Corporation. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. Remember, you are superior. You don't have to look outside yourself. Look within yourself. Everything that you need is already there. I love you again. This is just January, the start of the new year. I want you to make it a great start. Have a good day.